Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Jen, and today I'm going to discuss Newton's third law of motion, which is also known as law of action-reaction or law of interaction. You know already that force is a push or pull. However, Sir Isaac Newton realized that a force is not a thing in itself, but part of mutual action, an interaction between one thing or another. And so, he formulated the third law of motion, which states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Ang ibig sabihin lamang nito, kapag may action, palaging merong reaction. At ang reaction na yon ay kahalintulad ng action, ngunit kasalungat ng direksyon. The action acts on one object, while the reaction acts on another object. When a boy pushed the ball by kicking, he is the one who do the action. And as a reaction, the ball pushes the boy too. Try to analyze the picture. What does the arrow represent? The arrow represents the force. The direction of the arrow represents the direction of the force. And the length of the arrow represents the magnitude of force or the amount or strength of force. The spot where the arrow is pointing is called point of application. And the straight line passing through the point of application is called the line of action. So, what can you say about the two forces, the action and reaction forces? Dahil magkasing haba yung dalawang arrow, it means magkasing lakas yung action and reaction forces. At dahil magkasalubong yung dalawang arrow, it means magkasalubong din yung dalawang forces, or in opposite direction. At base rin sa picture, the two forces lie along the same line of action. Do you want more examples? When the hammer pushes the nail pushes the hammer too, with the same amount of force and in opposite direction. When you push a wall or post, it pushes you back. Kung gaano mo kalakas itinutulak yung poste o yung wall, ganun ka rin niya kalakas tinutulak, in opposite direction. But you're not going anywhere because your feet also pushes the ground, and the ground pushes you back. Here's another example. When a bottled water strikes the coconut fruit has equal and opposite reaction. It pushes back the bottled water. Pero kung magkasing lakas sila ng force na in-apply, bakit yung bottled water lang ang tumalsik? Remember what you have learned in the first law of motion? More mass means more inertia. And according naman to the second law of motion, the greater the mass of an object, the less it will accelerate. And those were the reasons why the coconut fruit remained in its position and did not accelerate. Sa kabilang banda, nang itulak ng bottled water ang coconut fruit, itinulak din siya nito with the same amount of force and in opposite direction. According to the second law of motion, the lesser the mass, the more it accelerates. At yun ang dahilan kung bakit tumalsik ng malayo ang bottled water. Remember, the third law of motion is also called law of interaction or law of action-reaction. It states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.